up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rise. We are still here at the Chicago Auto Show. We're not giving up until we get every square inch of the McCormick Center. But you know what? Still at the Ford booth, and I had to show off this big boy right here. This is it. This is your redesigned 2023 Ford F-250 Super Duty. But before we get into this maximize work truck, luxury truck, and everyday kind of truck, let's talk about what's going on here. It seems like the perfect storm. All three of the big brands, Ram, Chevrolet, or just say GM because that's going to cover Chevrolet and GMC, and of course Ford, are going through their vehicle lineup and really focusing on the heavy duty trucks. Now, we've already brought you the F-350 live in Detroit when they unveiled the redesign. Now we are here with the F-250. This seems to be that truck that if you're thinking that the F-150 isn't going to cut the mustard, a lot of people like to make that big step. Now, the great news is there's 3 engine choices for the new 2023 Super Duty series, especially this F-250. This particular one has, I think, probably the best selling version of the engine. I'm not going to talk about that yet, but why don't we go ahead, let's find out, is this the best new heavy duty truck you should be buying over the competition? Let's find out with this F-250. Right off the bat, I like what they've done with the proportions. The Super Duty series is a massive truck, and it takes a certain level of design to not make it seem so big and bulky. You'll notice at the front of the business, all new headlight design. So you have your daytime running lamps, LED headlights, dual stack, and I'm digging how they interlock the grille. The new grille actually extends into that headlight housing area. As we lower down, you do get those required LED fog lamps, and they're nestled nicely within the flat black. You are gonna get your satin black tow hooks to pull those Silverado 2500 HDs to get all the rest of the competition out of the mud. And then of course, as we come across the front, there is that new grille interpretation. Now, I'm really digging on this particular trim, having that night kind of setup with it, with everything being metallic gloss black. Of course, you have what's normally the blue oval. This has been all blacked out to match with your forward-facing camera. And then on the lower portion, you could see the massive air scoop, because we're talking about more power out of all 3 engines, including the one that's underneath the hood. Now, as we rise on up, loving what they did with the hood design. You have a nice soft fold with the Super Duty name pressed in there. You have your indentations that really give it a nice muscular look. Underneath the hood of this particular one is the 6.7 liter Power Stroke engine. What is that? That's that turbo diesel engine that now pumps out 1,200 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to pull a tree right out of the ground, or to pull your next door neighbor's house right off the foundation. As we come around the bend, the other 2 engine options are going to be naturally aspirated V8 power plants. But I really think that Power Stroke turbo diesel is the sweet spot honey of an engine setup that a lot of people like in their F-250. Now, coming around the bend on this particular option setup, you'll notice really cool how they went with a rotary dial phone setup on the wheels. Gloss black all the way around. Like the way they put a little bit of an indentation to kind of give it a little extra style. This is a 20-inch wheel, and if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of the tires? 275 on the width and a meaty 65 series sidewall. Let me know how you feel about the wheels on this particular F-250. And for those that are young viewers, old style phones used to be like this, where you used to have to take your finger and actually dial by rotating where numbers were that you wanted. That's why it's got that rotary dial style to the wheel. Now, you'll notice the amount of wheel gap that we have from the top of the tire to the inside of the fender. You can see the heavy duty suspension springs, shock absorbers and everything. And I like the way there's no flat black plastic anywhere on this F-250. Coming down the side, look at the way they took the side vent, which is functional, and with that badging F-250, this is a Lariat trim. So we're talking about pretty high up there in the trim level. Rapid red looking really great, especially with the midnight package having all the black accents. You're gonna have specific F-250 running boards. They are stationary, very beefy to get you in and out of the truck. There's that 6.7 liter Power Stroke turbo diesel badge. And then as we keep working our way down the side, you can see the sheer length of this vehicle. If you have not driven a Super Duty, it takes a little practice to get used to this. Another little piece of engineering and design are the steps. So we now have steps that makes it easy to get in and out of that rear bed of the truck. Coming towards the back end, you can see our fully steel boxed out frame, the suspension bits, those Bilstein shock absorbers, because this has that off-road package. And then with the FX4, that's gonna give you, like I said, that beefier suspension, more off-road capability, 4x4 setup, and then check out the exhaust. Nice slash cut, oval opening, gonna let that diesel roar down the road. And then when we get to the rear of the vehicle, they did a great job. They added steps to make it easy to get in and out of the bed of the truck. And then out towards the rear, you can see how they did the taillights, all LED, the Super Duty name. I like the way they blacked out the blue oval. It's the black oval, Ford. It's been around since the early 1900s with the Model T. And then of course you have your full tow capability, massive setup. You could pull a fifth wheel trailer with this. I like the way all the connections are nice and high. And then of course, you lower it down, nice, smooth, soft landing. You can see just how wide that rear bed area is with the bed liner already from the factory. I'm gonna have Lori swing around and show off on the passenger side how you have all of your full plug-in connectivity, LED lighting, and then of course, it wouldn't be a Ford without their usual setup for that step system. GMC and Chevrolet has their folding tailgate. This one has that nice system to allow you to get in and out of the back of the truck. But why don't we go ahead? It's not just about the changes on the outside and underneath the hood. Let's get to the interior of this new F-250. All right, guys, we're inside this F-250 Super Duty, and it's just, I think, so smart to have those 3 engine options. And then, of course, we're in a Lariat trim, but they have other trims below and definitely above it. Plus, you could go even bigger, F-350, F-450. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, my Super Duty from 1991 needs to be replaced. I got 1 million miles on it. I'm liking this one. How much is it? No official pricing yet, but we're gonna see how it compares to the other big 3. Let's go ahead. Let's see what you get. To the door panels. I like the touches that they bring to the F-250. Just like the F-150, you have that neoprene material, very soft to the touch, easy to keep clean, and I'm digging that bronze stitching. You got that granite wood style finish, no gloss black around the switch gears, so we don't have to worry about fingerprints. A great place to put your arm on that padded armrest. And then of course we have the official Ford Performance Twinkie holder in the center, 5 Twinkies, no problem. You got the B&O sound system with the aluminum speaker grill cover, and I hope you're hungry because you could put 2 Chicago-style calzones. What's a Chicago calzone, you ask? That's where they actually take Chicago hot dogs, chop it up, and put it within the mozzarella. And then you have it in there with 2 drinks. Now going from the door panel to the dash, that same material, like I said, soft, easy to clean. Look at the way they did this aluminum finish. Really digging that with the Super Duty name. Peekaboo, ICU. You could easily put a baker's dozen of more Twinkies in here. This is the ultimate Twinkie hauler for sure. Close it up. Now we're at the auto show. I can't turn on the infotainment system, but you got that ginormous 13-inch infotainment system with the Sync 4, all new data. Working our way down, you have real knobs and switches for your music, dual climate control, 3 stages of heated seats, 3 stages of ventilated seats, and I love the connectivity. Home power source, 12 volt. More of that granite wood finish. Open the door, wireless charging, USB-C, USB-A. You got a Slim Jim holder, 2 cup holders, and then you have enough room here easily I would say to put 2 Dunkin' Donuts, Boston cream. Watch this though. Let's say you don't have any donuts, you got more drinks. Abracadabra, we now have 4 cup holders. 2 cup holders, 4 cup holders. That's smart engineering. Love the nice high armrest. Open it up. You do have a tray for all your, Aladdin's Castle game tokens, but then you also have room to where you could easily put, I would say, a football and a baseball that you had signed by your favorite player, obviously Bo Jackson, because Bo knows baseball, Bo knows football, and Bo knows pickup trucks. Seats, B&O sound system speaker in the headrest. Love the way they did this leather. It's actually very similar to what you find in a Lincoln Navigator. Bolstering all the way down, full power assist. You can move it 20 different ways to Sunday. I got full electric assist, and we got that ginormous panoramic roof. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the column shifting of this F-250. All right, guys, I'm feeling large and in charge in this F-250. I could pretty much start this up and drive it through the wall of the McCormick Center just to make a quick exit. 6 feet tall, plenty of room in here. You got your seat controls, easy to get to with a little bit of chrome to kind of spruce it up. I like the way they redid the cushions. It really allows for more support, but not feeling like you're sitting in a beanbag chair, if you get my drift. Steering wheel, great leather all the way around. You got that baseball style stitching, just like a Babe Ruth baseball. That's a zonk. They put a black badge on the exterior, but a blue one on the interior. That should be black. You do have that column shifter for that 10-speed automatic. Can't show you the digital gauge cluster because I can't fire it up, but we will be bringing that to you. But you know what? You got a place for your workers, for your kids, for your friends, for your neighbors, for your pets. Let's get to the backseat area of this F-250. All right, guys, backseat time. Ford, do not forget about the backseat passengers. We have more of that granite wood style finish. I like the way they put a cup holder nice and high so that you don't have to bend down to get your drink, but you still got a massive door pocket. There's some cars and trucks that don't have that much space in their main doors, but you have tons of room in the back seat doors. Of course, the seats, the leather all the way around, ginormous opening. You could easily put 2 Whammo Frisbees. I don't know if you are aware, but Whammo Frisbees are made right here in Chicago. Still to this day, they've been around since 1929. Slide on in, 2 cup holders, 2 stages of heated seats, no ventilated seats in the Lariat trim, USB-Cs, AC vents, and check it out, home power source and a 12 volt. So they got you covered there. Tons of room, and if you need more room, like say you got your Great Dane that you need to take to the groomer, the seats easily lift up. Now you could have the storage, or when you lift up this seat, you could fold this down and allow your Great Dane to feel just as good as you do sitting up in the front as it's in the back. But why don't we go ahead? I want to take this for a spin. I can't. The only thing they're letting us drive here are the Lightnings. I'd rather drive this bad boy. We got to wrap it up because we got a plane to catch. Let's wrap it up in this F-250 from Chicago. All right, guys, it's been one incredible day here at the Chicago Auto Show. Definitely want to thank Don and the rest of the Ford team for getting us access to this F-250 Super Duty. Let me know what you think. Has Ford taken the proper steps to make their Super Duty that heavy-duty truck to buy over the competition? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raity's Rides family. We got to give it up to the heavy-duty lifting of that camera that Lori does. Show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for being the best in the biz. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.